Hey guys, it's Diana. Welcome back to my channel. Happy first day of winter. I thought that today, because again, I was busy running around in preparation for the chaos that is about to ensue over the next 4 days, I thought that now would be a good time to do a 10 random facts video. So here we are. Before I get started, today's tea in the advent calendar is Sleigh Ride. I love it. It's like apples and cinnamon and it's really good. I was actually obsessed with it when it was new a couple of years ago. It is a seasonal tea. I don't have it with me in a mug right now. However, I have had before. It's delicious. I'm probably going to brew some after this video. But with that, let's get started. Number 1, I used to take figure skating lessons. When I was in high school, I did private figure skating lessons. It was just for fun. I didn't do any competitions or anything, but I really did enjoy myself. I only fell once, and when I did fall, I caught myself because I knew how to fall. That's like one of the first things they teach you is what to do when you fall on the ice, and it was a lot of fun. I haven't done it in quite a few years, so I probably would be really bad at it if I got on the ice right now, but it was enjoyable. I encourage everyone to try it if you're interested. It is very hard, I'm not going to lie, to balance. I actually did yoga in conjunction with figure skating because I needed to work on my balance, and the type of yoga that I did was specific for skaters and balancing on the ice. Number 2, I am an only child. You guys may have noticed that there are no siblings in this family. It's just me and my parents and my dog, and that's it, just me. I think I probably mentioned this in a previous video, maybe, but yeah, only child. Number 3, I got an audition for the show Zoom. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was on PBS a really long time ago, like in the 90s and early 2000s, and when I was 10 or 11, when I was in the 5th grade, I got an audition to be on Zoom because it was filmed in Boston, which is, you know, where PBS was based out of, I think. I don't know. They did a lot of filming for the shows for PBS in Boston here. So I got an audition. I chickened out. I did not end up going. However, I at least got the audition. So I don't know. It's a what could have been scenario, I guess. Number 4, I can't stand oatmeal. I don't know what it is. It's not the flavor, it's the texture. It's just nasty. It's like, it's gross, it's lumpy. It's the same reason why I don't do stuffing. I'll have stuffed mushrooms, I'll have stuffing in things, but I can't do stuffing by itself, just like I can't do oatmeal. Now, I know people who love oatmeal. I am not one of those people. Number 5, I've never actually been camping. I've been to summer camps that were in the woods, but we were in cabins. I'm talking about sleeping in a tent in the middle of the woods, like cooking food over a fire, absolutely roughing it. I've never done that. I would like to at some point to say that I've done it and to try it, but I have never actually been camping. I have slept in the woods in a tent. That was for one night. Actually, that might have been for 2 nights. I think that was for 2 nights. I did it on 2 separate occasions when I had gone to a day camp. Every year when I was at that day camp, I went for 2 or 3 years, there was a night where we could stay at the camp overnight, sleep in tents. I did not have a good time at that day camp. I was bullied a lot there. I also don't count that as actually camping because we were like 10 and we were literally just sleeping in a tent with all of the conveniences of civilization around us. It was just we were in a tent. Number 6. I've never been stung by a bee. Never ever in my life have I been stung by a bee. I have been tested, so I know I'm not allergic to bees, but I've never actually been stung by one. I've heard various pieces of information about the level of pain it causes, but I hope that I never get stung by one. Just because I said that, I guarantee you I'm gonna get stung by a bee next year. Number 7, I got my first iPhone when I was 18. Up until then, I had had phones from Verizon. My first cell phone when I was 13 was just a generic flip phone that I got from Walmart. It was silver. I had a bedazzled case for it. Then a few years later, I got a new phone. I think it was like the Samsung Juke or something. It like flipped out sideways. Like, it was really weird. It was also really, really tiny. It was mainly meant for like music and stuff, but it was a phone. It was really small. It was very easy to put in your pocket. It was also, I feel like, easy to lose. Part of it, I think, was a touch screen. touchscreen. Or no, it wasn't a touchscreen. I think that like you operated it by a turn wheel, almost like an iPod, but there was also the keypad on it, you know, for the numbers and everything. It was bizarre, but I liked that phone. It was like a turquoisey color. My phone after that was the NV Touch, which is the touchscreen version of the NV3, and that phone, the front of it had a touchscreen, and then you flipped it open, and on the inside there was another screen that was not a touchscreen and an entire QWERTY keyboard. My mother and a few of my other friends at the time had NV3s. I had the NV Touch. Basically the same phone, just that the front of it was a touchscreen. That lasted me for a while, and then it wouldn't charge, and it kept shutting off randomly when I was a senior in high school, so I had to get rid of it. And then finally I got an iPhone, the iPhone 4. Good times. Never looked back. Number 8. I've never been to California. The farthest west that I've been is Las Vegas. And that was in 2014 when I went to my first ACB convention. It was an experience. I would like to go to California at some point. There are a lot of things out there that I want to see. I want to go to the San Diego Zoo and Disneyland and see, you know, like LA and all the touristy stuff, but also like Napa Valley. That sounds nice. I really would like to visit. Number 9. I've never broken a bone. Nope, no broken bones here. However, when I was 2, I fell down a flight of stairs. I think I was like 1 or 2, I can't remember. I was at a babysitter's house and they lived in an apartment. They had somebody come visit them or something, and whoever was there visiting didn't close the door all the way. I think I was really young. I was around 1 probably, somewhere, I don't know. But I was still kind of like learning how to walk at that point, and so I was like in one of those like baby walkers or whatever, and the door was open ajar, and then there was the flight of stairs like right where the door was, basically going down. So I fell down the flight of stairs in the walker, only suffered a hairline fracture. Thank God. Obviously I wouldn't be here today, probably. I don't know. Everybody is fine and did not break a bone. I guess you could probably count that as a broken bone, but it was a fracture, not like an actual break. So I personally don't count it as a broken bone. Number 10. I was in the audience of Slime Time Live when I was 7 years old. We had gone on a trip to Disney and Universal with my father's side of the family for a week. This was during one of the school vacations, and we rented a house in Kissimmee, Florida. The day that we were at Universal, I remember this vividly. It was pouring rain. A lot of the attractions were down because it was pouring rain. Because the Universal, some of their stuff is outside, and then they have a lot of the stuff now is inside because a lot of it is simulations. However, this was back in 2002, so a lot of the attractions were down. We were trying to, you know, keep away from the rain, keep dry. My father ended up getting tickets to Slime Time Live because this was back when Universal had Nickelodeon Studios and they were filming all of those shows there. I think Slime Time, Double Dare, I want to say like other shows were filmed there too. I can't remember. They did a lot of filming in Florida before they moved to California. I was in the audience in the front row, and then my mother went with me because, you know, since everybody in the audience was kids, you had to be accompanied by a parent. All the parents were up in the back. I was in the front. We got a videotape of it. It was like the segments that they did, you know, on Slime Time, like in between all the programming that was happening for that programming block. I don't know where the tape is, but I hope to find it at some point. I want to say that it was found fairly recently, but again, I can't remember where exactly it is, but it's on a VHS. If any of you guys remember those, it was a really cool experience, like seeing all of that in person. And I do wish that they had kept filming things there in Florida because I would have liked to have gone back when I was older and able to appreciate that stuff more. But it was so cool. It was honestly like a once in a lifetime thing. Anyway, so those are 10 random facts about me. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. We're coming up here on Christmas and Hanukkah and the end of Vlogmas for 2019. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.